excited about.
But where did a sort of Juhu Bandra girl channel a kind of inner energy about playing a sex worker, a mafia don? You know, that grit and grime. And yes, of course, it makes you a splendid actor. But everybody has different approaches to this. A lot of people believe in method acting. Some people research. They'll go and talk and spend hours talking to those who've lived similar lives. I know you did none of that. So, you know, where did you channel this character from?
I have this very it's sort of like a gift, but also sometimes it's not. I'm very like susceptible to other people's energies. So I think that's something that worked in my favor when I was being directed by Sanjay Leela Bansali, who's extremely profound, extremely vocal. He won't tell me what to do, but the intensity which he will speak, he will give me adjectives, he'll give me scenarios, he'll give me a thought process, he'll give me subtext. So I would absorb a lot of that, and I would absorb a lot of him. I put in a lot of him in the film in terms of Gangubai's character, like her sense of humor, her a little bit of impatience here and there, which is all very endearing. But I picked that up from him. And I said this even to him, and I've said this even before, that this film, in my opinion, this character was created through conversation. And it's like you can't categorize what that conversation is, but it's like a lot of conversation which just I was so open to that it hit me directly here and then directly here, and that's how the character just sort of came. And you're absolutely right, I have no idea. Juhu girl, totally protected childhood, but to some level there was a lot of honest conversation in my house throughout. Like, we would call a spade, and my father would never shy from, like, even my mother for that matter would never like protect, like, not use those words that you don't use in the house. Like, there was honest conversations, whether you're talking about a prostitute, whether you're talking about sex, whether you're talking about growing up, whether you're talking about society, whether you're talking about anything. You would talk about it very like it exists in the world. So somewhere my it's not like I was like, oh, don't talk about it, oh, I can't take sensitive information reaching me. I was i was born for that. Like, I was born in a household where we would talk to honestly about everything. You know how we were there last time also, even with my
Yeah,
sister, speaking about
yeah.
her life with depression. That leads to a lot of honest conversation, which is like, listen, the world's a tough place, life is hard, struggle is real, and you have to find your bits of joy in it.
Yeah, how can I forget that it was at We the Women when you and Shaheen came together. There's an image from that edition of We the Women, and what really I still remember about that is how openly you were able to cry on stage for her, for this, this kindred spirit whom you have loved. And what is extraordinary about you, Alia, is very much like I think your father. You pretty much wear your emotions on your sleeve.
Yeah, and that sometimes that works totally against me, because it's like, if I'm bored, like, it'll just show on my face. If I'm disinterested and I've checked out, it'll show on my face. So in a way, like, I really project what I'm thinking. And while I think that works, sometimes most of the time when I'm acting, it doesn't work the other times when I'm trying to conceal certain feelings. But yeah, I think even about this crying thing, I face this so often, Barkha, when I like suddenly just tear up and people are like, "Oh my God, you're crying," and I'm like, "Why is it such a big deal?
I
Like,
agree.
do
I
you
cry
say
all
that
the
when
time.
you're exactly?" Like, I'm like, it's the most normal emotion in the world. Um, so exactly, so there was no like concealing of anger, jealousy, feelings. You live it all here. And also, what happens very often, because I'm an actor and because I'm, a public figure, I have to maintain a certain decorum every now and
Mm.
then. Even if I'm feeling a little irritable, I'm because I'm, who I am, I can't really project that onto other people, because the next thing you know, they'll be like, oh, Alia's a diva and she's throwing a fit, and actually I maybe just be having a hard day. But okay,
Yeah.
fine, no worries. I'll hold it in. So there's a lot of bottling. I bottle a lot. And where I live vicariously is in front of the camera, because all that bottling just comes out there. So actually, it's very
Yeah.
therapeutic for me.